Good evening and welcome to this Mediumship broadcast on this Sunday evening, the 14th of June 2020. And we're going to provide some motivation, inspiration, and conversation for your week ahead. We're also going to do some cards from the Enchanted Map Oracle card deck. I'm MJ Lifestylist, and I'm here with you for the next hour. We're going to do some messages, and we're going to have a bit of a chat and see how we go. So Claire, Lucy, Sue, good evening and welcome to you three ladies. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sue, if I can start with you. Right, Sue, I'm going to start with you. So I've got this idea of a leg pain with you, or some sort of thrombosis. What's that? Thrombosis? Would you understand that, Sue? Some sort of leg cramp, leg pain, or problem with the leg, going into the leg. Would you understand that? Good evening, Lucy. Evening, Claire. Now, because I understand that there's a delay here, I will also say to Lucy, where's the indigestion, Lucy? Is there a problem with indigestion at the moment? Or some sort of problem with food at the moment? And Claire, are there migraines with you, Claire, or headaches with you? Right, so Sue's come back with the right hip. Okay, cool. Hey Emily, sending lots of love and healing for Jensen. Good to see you. Sue, right hip. Okay. Your right hand side indicates stuff that we're letting go of, so stuff in the past. So there's stuff that you're holding on to from the past there, Sue. Might just want to look at the things that you're still holding on to, the things that you're happy to let go of, and see how you can actualize that and bring that into fruition. Because there is chance for change and movement with you at the moment, and that feels like it is really, really important for you to do, Sue. Claire, for you I had the indigestion? No. Oh, for you I had the migraines. Okay. Yes, work, stress, headache. First and foremost, Claire, they want me to remind you about drinking a lot more water. You're having to drink a lot more water. You're actually a bit dehydrated at the moment, I'm finding. And so it's important for you to just make sure that you take on lots and lots and lots of water at the moment. Very, very important for you to do so. And then with Lucy, I spoke to you about indigestion, always has been. Nervous vomiting. Oh, been a bad week, but getting my act together and looking forward. Well, that's always great to be looking forward and to be getting your act together, but that doesn't sound very pleasant for you as far as the nervous vomiting is concerned. They're just talking about taking things in their stride and just trying to see if there's stuff that you can digest that won't create that kind of reaction with you. Okay, Claire's here as well. Good evening, Claire. Right, let's. Cool. So for you three ladies, that's what I have to say for the three of you. We're going to start tonight with the Spirit of Place Oracle card, card number 4. And if you look closely, the face has got butterfly wings over the face. Where am I? There, over the eyes. But they're absolutely translucent. There's also autumnal leaves here. So this feels like heading into autumn. So by the time we get to September, October, November, we're going to be in a good space. We're looking at autumnal leaves, and you're looking at number 4. 4 being about stability, strength, and structure. And with the 4, we've got that idea of spirit of place. So we're in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing at the moment. And by then, all the transformation we're going through at the moment will have cleared. So there is this idea that I think come September, we will have settled into our new regime of what's going to be happening and our new way of dealing with life as we know it. Because I don't think we're going to go back to the old ways again. However, if people's activity and reactions have been anything to go on, you would assume we would go back to the old ways, but but I truly do believe that we are going to be moving forward in a new and positive way, and that by September these ways will become apparent to us. Claire says hello. That's true. Nurse told me the same thing when she took my blood. Cool. Had a terrible shock regarding property stuff getting organized in a whole new way. Is that to do with paperwork as well, Lucy? Is there paperwork related to this? Hey, Veets. Lucy, would there be paperwork related to this? And Claire's here as well. Emily, are you still around, Emily? Hey, Sandy, how are you? Emily, are you still around? I'm looking for Emily. Hey, Jenny. Right, Emily is here. Emily, there we go. Emily, for Jensen, yes, Tuesday seems fun. I have been checking in on Jack because I realized that obviously he can't come into the hospital because of the whole COVID thing, and you're there with little one. But I do want to say that I have been checking in for you guys, checking in on you guys. And so I'm just hoping that he has relayed my messages, and I'm sending healing daily to all of you. Okay. Adrian's here. Hey, Adrian. Lucy, always paper, but I'm good at that. I have to sell my bungalow. Ooh. Are you living in your bungalow, Lucy? I'm doing cards for everyone tonight, guys. They're cards for everybody, as always. I'm just finding different people that I'm drawn to speak to. Tabitha's here. Hey, Tabitha. Right, the next card for everyone is card number 8. It says come together. Now here we have two giraffes sort of coming together, and there's these hearts that extend from them and a crown at the top, and then this pelican type creature at the top. So really, really important here. 8 is the number of infinity, prosperity and abundance, and so it's really, really important that that when two things come together that are meant to come together, that's really, really good. Giraffes only eat the top leaves from the best branches, and so coming together, coming to fruition, it feels like things are coming together for all of us at the moment. In a weird way, things are coming together for all of us at the moment in a weird way, and that it's up to us to really reap the benefits of that, and looking at the possibilities that come from that. There's a lot of prosperity and abundance coming as well, but I don't see how, but there is. So really, really cool there. Guys, I'm doing general cards for everyone, and I'm going to chat to people that I feel drawn to chatting to. Keep messaging in, but apologies if I don't get round to everyone. There's a lot going on at the moment. Lucy, there's more to that story than meets the eye. I don't know why I want to say that, Luce, but there's more to that story than meets the eye. Maybe we would just need to chat separately about that. I might actually call you after this if you're okay with that. There's something else. There's extra stuff. So I'm not too sure what to say about that. Hey, Lizzie Hart. Tabitha Penrose. Tabitha, I think I want to come to you next. How are things going with you guys, Tabitha? Hey, Janice, how are you? Tabitha, how are things going with all of you at the moment? How's Dad doing at the moment? Just a query. Looking specifically at Dad. Okay, Luce, I'll do that. I'll call you after this. Emily, around you and Jensen there feels like a grandfather figure, a male figure who's standing over you guys and around you guys, looking after you guys. It might be the grandfather to your son, which would be your dad in spirit, if I'm not mistaken. I might have that wrong, but I think it's your dad in spirit. So, Tabitha, yeah, all good at the moment, thank you. I've still been working as key worker. Dad is in a bit of pain, we're doing okay. Okay. The pain feels localized, Tabitha, and it needs to shift. The pain is also not his pain to carry. I'm not sure why I'm saying it like that, but he's taking a lot of other people's stuff on board, and he just needs to be careful about how he filters other people's information and allows himself to become involved with other people's information. So just a word of caution to not make himself too open and too available to other people, because it will start to affect him in a very different way. That's what I feel I want to say about that. Right. Veets, are you still here? Right, if you've just joined us, I am going to do cards for everyone in general, but I am going to people that I'm drawn to tonight. Veets, are you here? Veets Swart? Is jy nog hierso? Hey Cody, hey Adrian, hey Diane. Veets, is jy nog hierso? I am, thank you. Thank you, Janice, I am. Veets, so I think your business is diversifying. I think it's changing. I don't know how many of your old clients are left either. It looks a little bit iffy, it looks a little bit strange, but it feels like you're finding a way to change it or maneuver it or sort it out so that it moves in a new direction or in a new way. So you really need to look at not so much about how many of the clients are left, but how can you attract new clients and how can you attract new business. And this feels like you go through a little bit of a makeover or a little bit of a change up of how you do things. Bits. So I don't know if that makes sense for you. It's almost like I want to say to you, stop looking at the clients that are left, start looking at how you can move your business forward and attract new clients, and those clients that are left will join in. That's how I feel I want to say that. Does that make sense, Veets? Cool, then you're on the right track. Then you're absolutely on the right track. Because when I ask, that's all I'm seeing for you. It's like, stop focusing on the negative of how many clients you might have lost. Start focusing on the positive of what you can do to diversify your business or change it moving forward. And the clients that are meant to be with you will stay, and the new clients will come and join in. So you'll build on the new, not build on the old. Okay. Cool. Jenny Caroline, are you around still? Jenny? Bella's fine, thank you. She's lying right here next to me. She's lying right here next to me, snoring away. Jenny Caroline, that's who I want to come to next. Jenny. Hey, Yvonne. Right, there's Jenny. Jenny, ooh, I feel a very heavy heavy feeling around you, a very heavy idea around you of just a lack of direction, needing some direction, but feeling like you have a lack of direction, a lack of a direction. Does that make sense to you, Jenny? It's like you've come to a crossroads and you're trying to figure out what to do next. Does that make sense, Jenny? Okay. They want you to spend some time Jenny, in meditation or some time in quiet contemplation on your own, where you can figure out exactly what your next step is, exactly what your next move is. But it feels like it's all systematic, so one thing after the next is how it feels it needs to be. But you really need to figure out for yourself how best to serve your needs in this matter. How best to serve your needs in this matter. Because it doesn't feel like you have the answers right now, but it does feel like the answers are within you, and if you sit quietly, they will come to you. Okay? Adrian, anything for me, please? I'd love to hear from Mum, really struggling at the moment with being in hospital and having no one there. Who's in hospital, Adrian? Are you in hospital? Adie, are you in hospital, Baba? And if so, why did nobody tell me? I actually wondered why you'd gone quiet. I haven't seen you in a couple of days on here. Wendy DeMarco is here. Hey, Wendy. Adrian, come, what's going on? Or shall we talk afterwards? No problem. Thank you, Jenny. Adrian, I need you to come back to me. What's going on? Why has no one told me you're in hospital? Oh, you were in hospital. There's going to be a problem. Hey, Carol Kubrick, how are you? Mr. Carol, how are you doing? Okay, Adrian. Adrian, first and foremost, did we not have a chat about that? What is that thing that you bought? What are those things called? What is the thing that you bought, Adrian? Treadmill. Did we not have a word about that treadmill? And I said to you, build it up slowly over time. I said, try a week at doing 10 minutes, and then a week at doing 15 minutes, and then a week at doing 20 minutes. I specifically said to you, you need to build up your exercise plan slowly over time. Do you remember this, Adrian? Because I feel the first thing you did wrong was that you went full on and tried to do lots and lots and lots more. And I think you've run your body down because you haven't built up a resistance to the exercise. Remember, you've gone from zero exercise to lots of exercise. So there's a query there, there's a question there, first of all. It's just about self-care. Self-care, and we have spoken about this before. Self-care. And I would like to chat to you more about that, Adrian. So, Adie, can I call you at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, Adrian? And then we can go through stuff then. Okay. Because I'm not going to moan at you on screen. I'm going to moan at you privately. But I can, because I'm like your fairy godfather. Right, so that's Adrian sorted. Bum, 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 bum. Carol Kubik, can I come to you for a moment? I'm very well, thank you. I am well. Carol Kubik? Adrian, hey, how are you? Carol, can I come to you? Do you mind? Let's see if you're still here. Yeah, you are still here. Okay. Carol, I want to say to you, it seems like you're burning the candle at both ends. There's a talk about you being quite stressed out and talk about you being quite busy, but that it's actually not doing you any good at the moment. It feels like you're just trying to do too many things at the same time. So what they're trying to say to me for you, Carol, is that you really need to balance out your work-life balance, and you really need to balance that out quickly, because you are going to end up burning yourself out energetically if you continue at the pace that you're continuing at now. Does that make sense to you, Carol? Does that make sense to you? I'll wait for Carol to come back to me. Hey, Julie Langstead. Diane Thomas, let me tell you, I'm thinking about getting a treadmill, and I'm kind of sitting on the fence about it, because I want to do some walking and some jogging maybe, but walking on the treadmill. And I'm just like, but I think it's something you need to build up. I think you need to do only a couple of minutes the first couple of times. Okay, Carol, so they want you to create more work-life balance. Now, I know your social life was largely posed around, you know, going up to see your girlfriend in London on weekends, and you were also, hey, Anne-Marie, both Anne-Maries actually, but Anne-Marie Coleman and Smale, hi. Carol, so you were going up to London, and also you were obviously involved with the rehearsals and stuff for the show that we were in, but it feels like you need to find either some books to read, or to go jogging or running, or finding some sort of things to passively keep you actively busy in your mind, because I'm talking about your mind also being too busy, Carol. Would you understand that? Are you overthinking things or stressing out about things at the moment, Carol? Would you understand that? It's like your mind is too active. You're not being able to switch it off. You're feeling a little bit claustrophobic with your mind just stressing you out with lots and lots going on. Does that make sense? Okay, so they're looking at things like reading or puzzles or some sort of like, what are those things called? Quizzes, that kind of thing. Things to keep your mind actively engaged and stop you from thinking about dark stuff, etc. So it just really feels like I want to talk about that with you. It's like the idea of keeping yourself occupied so that you're not sitting stressing about your own thoughts, etc. If you need someone to chat to, Carol, you can always send me a message and chat to me. I've got no problem with that. Right, so Adrian, I'm calling you in the morning. Anne-Marie Smales here. Cody, I'd love it to get a treadmill. I've been working out a lot recently. Diana says, with my fibromyalgia, some days my legs are so weak, so instead of risking going out and fall over, I go on treadmill for a few minutes. Yeah, it's something that I was going to get one for my birthday, and then I kind of ummed and ahed about it, but I think I need to wait until they all go on sale, because they're not inexpensive. They are quite pricey, especially if you want a proper treadmill. Mention what to your niece? Oh, I see. Replying to Diane. Deb Sutton's here. Hey, Deb Sutton. Right, let's do a card for everyone. Everyone that's here now, we're going to do a card for the next lot of you that are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you've joined us, we're just doing some cards, having a bit of a chat, and I'm having a chat to everyone. No, Claire, I didn't manage to raise enough money for my artwork, so I didn't get it. But thank you for inquiring. It's something that I will get. I'll get it at some point. It's not going to go anywhere. and it has been put aside for me. So, card 27 is the home card. And this reminds me of the magic faraway tree, or the enchanted faraway tree. There's just so much detail in this card. The door, and there's a clock next to the door, and there's little lanterns and fairies and owls and all sorts. It's a very busy card. Now, 2 and 7 come to 9, so 27 comes to a 9. Endings, completions, finishing off. I find a lot of us have spent a lot of time at home, especially with lockdown, and people have been refeathering their nest. They've been doing some DIY, redecorating. We certainly have restyled our whole home nearly. I've got one room left to do. I'm at the end point. In fact, I just finished styling another bookshelf in here today in the lounge, and so people are spending a lot of time at home and making their home a reflection of their style, their interests, their hobbies, etc. Really, really important to make your home, your nest, as much about you as you can, and to reflect you and your interests, and reflect you and all the things that you are occupied with and wanting to do. So really a good reflection, the home card, just allowing us to remember that, you know, home is where you want to be, where you invest your time and energy and effort, and that's really and really important. This week, guys, I'm still going to be doing 4 o'clock broadcasts every day, Monday through Friday at 4. I am going to try and stick to the themes that we've created, but it's been suggested that maybe people just enjoy the oracle cards and having a chat, and so I might just try and do more of that. If anything does come up about crystals or tools or meditation, etc., then we'll take that in its stride. But it feels more like all of you are more interested in having the conversation and having the oracle cards than having the specific themed days. And I don't know if that's deterred people from attending, but it's one of those things that I just want to see. And then possibly next week, so not this coming week, the following week, I'm going to maybe change it and do just morning broadcasts and see if that has a larger following, just to test it out. I feel I do need to test these things out to see how they work. So this week, still afternoon broadcast at 4. But the week after, we're going to go on to a morning broadcast at 10. Magical Map Shifter comes up next. Magical Map Shifter. And this has come up a couple of times this week. Now, he doesn't mind what size, shape, or weight your cards are, your items are. So all the things in your life at the moment, all the things that you're juggling at the moment, be it work, kids, school, relationships, pets, house renovations, whatever, all the tasks that you're juggling at the moment, like he is, they all have different weights, sizes, and shapes. So they all have different costs to them, or time that they'll take, etc., etc. So there's all of that going on. Now, he says it doesn't matter about all the sizes, weights, and shapes. He's talking about we're all able to juggle things perfectly in our own time. We're all able to juggle things perfectly in our own time. And so really important to do your best to keep things up in the air, keep things going, and that you are managing. You are actually doing much better than you thought you would do. You're much more able than you thought yourself to be. And all of these things sort of play out in the drama and in the story that is our life. So remember, you're more capable and stronger than you believe yourself to be. And it's really, really important to just solidly realize that and recognize that in your life. Simon's here, Carmen's here. Hello, hello. How are we doing this evening? Is everyone feeling drained at the moment? Is it the moon? Lol. There's lots of moon stuff going on at the moment, Carmen. There's also lots of planetary stuff going on. And guess what? In case anybody was interested, Mercury retrograde is going to be back again, and we'll be here for a little bit. I think it's this coming week. Mercury retrograde pops its head back in again and says hello. So energetically, I have certainly been drained over the last week. I've missed 1 or 2 broadcasts. I just haven't felt my best. Some people have asked, and you know, I do this broadcast because I want to, and I do this broadcast because I feel drawn to help other people. I don't get paid for it. I don't have any obligation to do it, but I do it because I really, really want to, and I enjoy seeing all of you and interacting with all of you. I just have to figure out what the best time is for me to do it. But on a day when I'm not feeling it, on a day when I'm just not myself, when I'm just not in my right state of positivity mind-wise, I do not think it's fair on any of you to pop on screen and pretend like everything's fine and do a broadcast. I do think I can only do them when I am in my best mind, and I have come under criticism from some people for it, and I don't think it's fair, and that's the end of me popping off about this. But energetically, that's what started this conversation. So energy wise, today I'm feeling great. Today I've got lots done. I'm feeling positive, I'm feeling motivated. It's lovely to see so many of you here this evening. It really, really is. And I'm not having a moan at you guys. I'm saying that sometimes it's very difficult when you're doing a job that is of service to other people, when people don't fully understand that you too are human and you too have needs. And I don't believe in appearing on screen and pretending I'm fine and happy and dandy when I'm not. And I don't think I'm any use to anyone when I'm feeling under the weather. So, in future, if I'm not on screen, it's because I'm just not feeling it that day. So, Cody says, I'm definitely feeling drained, have been for days, but I think it's my thyroid playing up again. And you have 2 youngsters you're running around after. Claire says, been falling asleep on the sofa really early all week, so yes, very drained. Carmen says, thanks so much, I totally hear you. I've also missed broadcasts as well. You have to be in your right space. I agree with you 100%. Absolutely. Thanks for that, MJ. I think you hit the nail on the head. Lockdown has an impact on my social life and being away from other friends and family. I've tried to focus on work to somehow get through it. But yes, need to watch the balance now and going forward. And remember, if you need me, I'm here. Carol, if you need me, I'm here. Honestly. And, you know, all of you know that if you need me, you can send me a private message and we'll chat through it. Denise, hi Denise, how are you, darling? Carmen, and also not able to sleep, so strange. Now, sleep is a weird thing, but Hasu, how are you? Exactly, Sandy. It is important for all of us to take time out for ourselves. Now, sleep is the strange thing, Carmen, because I went to sleep at about 1 o'clock this morning, which is normal for me, and I normally wake up at between 8 and 9. That's how my body clock works. But the funny thing is, I went to sleep at 1 o'clock this morning and woke up at 11. So, and then I made peace with it. I was just like, you know what, my body needed to rest. So it's strange but true that I think we all just need to listen to our bodies, listen to ourselves and what we need emotionally, mentally, physically. And so it is, yeah, absolutely. All of you are saying absolutely, you know, the right thing. It is very important to take time out for yourself. It doesn't help when the cat brings a mouse in at 3 a.m. and chases it around. Yeah, no, I don't have a cat problem, but I have a dog problem. And every time we go to the garden, she thinks she's on patrol and she's trying to find... We've been told we have hedgehogs in our garden, but I've never seen them and I want to see them. But Bella apparently knows exactly where they are because she keeps going for the same pile of stuff and trying to figure out what's in there. So, sorry, Claire Whitchurch, about that, your cat. Claire Osti saying, you need to take time out for yourself when you need it. Yeah, it's something I'm learning. It's something it's very difficult for me to do because I always want to be of service to people. And I feel like I get my best work done and I feel my best when I'm helping others. But it is important to help yourself first. You have to be in the right frame of body, mind and spirit in order to do the work that I do. You can't just give half your energy. It's an all or nothing kind of thing, and really important to do. Really important to do, because you can't just give half and that's it. Interesting. You can't just do that. Claire Whitchurch, that's a present for you, just not in the middle of the night, lol. I have midnight moggy presents too. Oh, cute hedgehogs in your garden, how sweet. Best you don't miss the hardy-dars. No, I don't miss the hardy-dars. And for those of you that don't know what a hardy-dar is, it's an ibis. It's a type of bird with a long pointed beak, and they make the most god-awful noise at the unspeakable hours of the morning. Yeah, so energy is really, really important. So Carmen's hit the nail on the head, and I'm glad all of you have commented. It is really important to note that I think also I came to the end of a 12-week isolation, knowing that was my goalpost, and then it was extended. So I've just finished week 13, starting week 14 tomorrow, and now it's gone beyond a joke. You know, I've been a very good boy. I haven't gone out. I haven't really seen any other people. I have not gone out of my gate. I've been in my garden or in my home. Very, very, very isolated, very self-contained, and I think for me it's just become it's not fun anymore. The lockdown has lost its shininess. You know, it's one of those things. So energy, I am totally resounding with. New energy, fresh energy. I love the fact that we've got our new trees in the garden. They are gorgeous. We've done some nice chimenea fires. Andrew's Mom brought our chimenea down from Salisbury. Gorgeous piece of metal chimenea, big like a potbelly stove. It's absolutely fabulous. And we sat out until 10:30 last night, just in front of this little log fire outside in the chimenea. So, you know, I'm grabbing moments to relax. I'm grabbing moments to enjoy things. But I do think a lot of change is coming for me, guys, and it will have a knock-on effect for all of us. For this, you know, all of the things that I do, but I do think I've got some change happening at the moment, some change coming through at the moment, and I will keep you informed as soon as I've made decisions. But there is stuff that is playing on my mind at the moment. Playing on my mind. What card is that? That card is for the group. Oh, lovely card for the group. The card for the group is card 34, and it's Spark. Here you've got a woman playing a violin, and she's so passionately playing this violin that it's got like blood droplets pouring off it. If you see the 3 droplets over here somewhere, there, and they're turning into little hearts. There's a little fairy in the corner as well. Very, 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 very interesting. This is about passion for me. Spark is about passion. It's about finding what really makes your heart sing and doing that, moving forward with that. And there's a couple of things that I will be pursuing in the near future that might affect my timing and my balance. So we'll see. Spark, yeah. So 34 comes to a 7, sorry, and 7 is about transformation. So there's a lot that transforms through sparking your passion, igniting your passion, and then following it through. So Diane says, I will be shattered at 8:30, go to bed, and will still be awake at 11. Then I'm up and down all night. I've tried going later, but still don't sleep. Diane, do you have a TV in your bedroom? Because they do say you should sort of switch off all the technology and stuff an hour before you decide you want to go to bed, because you need to sort of wind down. Also, hot milk helps. Hot milk does help. Hot milk with some honey in it. Lavender in your bedroom, actual lavender, Diane, because lavender helps with sleep. Or some lavender oil sprayed, diluted, misted in your room. I've just got a dehumidifier, no, an oil diffuser. I've just got an oil diffuser for myself for my birthday, and we've got that here in the lounge because I spend most of the time in the lounge, and it's doing wonders for me. I had eucalyptus oil through it the other night. It's really cleared me up, sinus wise, etc., congestion wise, really, really good. And at the moment I'm toggling between eucalyptus, tea tree, lavender, and lemongrass are the 4 flavors I'm using, or 4 fragrances I'm using at the moment. Claire, how thoughtful. Seems like a message that we all need to find our spark through this gloomy lockdown. Absolutely. Sue says, find that I question a lot of things, working from home and no balance. Yeah, you see, that's the thing, Sue. I mean, I'm working from home as well. And, well, up until today, I've been working in the lounge, living in the lounge, sleeping in the lounge, escaping to the garden. Our garden is more than twice the size of our flat. I mean, you know, really, honestly and truly, it's more square meterage wise. Our flat is 60 square meters, our garden's 140. So we you know, our flat would fit into our garden twice. And so it seems stupid not to use the garden, you know, not to go out to the garden seems a bit silly. So I try and get out as much as I can into the garden, but I can't do my typing work out there. But I do get stuck into the garden. So that's really, really good. And so that's what I'm focusing my time and energy on when I go outdoors. But I have that problem with the work-life balance, Sue, because I can't focus on work when I've got the TV going, or, you know, Andrew through the flat, or the dog through the flat. I need to create a separate space to work in. So I've actually claimed my desk back in our second bedroom we use as a dressing room, come, you know, wardrobe, walk-in wardrobe. And I've got my desk in there because I brought it up from the shop and it ended up in there. And I actually today reclaimed my desk. So I've taken my sewing machines and my overlockers off the desk and trying to get my computer set back up there again. And now we have the problem of trying to get internet to go all the way to the back of the flat. But that's the next problem we're busy solving at the moment. But I want to create the work-life balance because I want to be able to go and work in my office and then live in the lounge for now. Carmen says, I feel your pain, hun. That's to Diane. That's been me as well. Even meditation music doesn't help. I've tried pumpkin seeds. They apparently help for sleep. I'm just scared I turn into one after 12. Haha. Vit says there's a problem with electromagnetic radiation from TV. Not good for sleeping. Yeah. But some people can't avoid it, Vit. Some people listen to the white noise of the TV. I don't, but others do. Diane says, don't watch TV. No, tried milk, Horlicks, lavender, herb pods, sleeping tablets. My mind is on the go all night. Tried calm music. Interesting. Go careful with tree and eucalyptus with Bella. Some dogs can have adverse reactions. It's in a diffuser though, Lucy. It's just pumping cold mist into the air. But I will take that on advice. Thank you for that. I didn't know that, Lucy. It's in a diffuser, so it's not, I don't know how to explain it. Denise says, my granddaughter can't fall asleep either. This lockdown is affecting even the children. That's true. That's absolutely true. So, Sandy says, I'm having a battle trying to get my little boy to do his online schoolwork, who's not interested whatsoever and finds it boring. Right, what year of school is he in, Sandy? What year of school is he in? I was born midnight, full moon, ha 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 ha. Diane, the only other thing I did once was that I actually, seriously Diane, the one thing I did once, because I couldn't get to sleep, was I actually kept myself awake all through the night, one night, so that I was and then through the whole of the next day, so that I was so tired that night that I just put myself to bed. I didn't even wrestle with myself, and it kick-started a good sleep pattern again. Right, so he's in year 2. Sandy, you know what I'm going to say to you, and this is probably against any regulations. Bye, Jenny Caroline. But I heard somebody else say this. You know, I am an ex-school teacher, Sandy, and what I will say is this. At home, we're not going to have the same effect on the children as we do at school. Obviously, they get sent to school, they're in a classroom situation, there's a discipline, there's a structure, there's no distraction. In theory, there's no distraction at school. And so I would say for any parent out there that's trying to homeschool children, the fundamentals are important. He's in year 2, so he's going to absorb information. He's going to, you know, he's in the middle of his learning phase where he's learning things all the time and absorbing things all the time. Trying to force him to do schoolwork is really and truly going to negatively affect him in the long term. And I think as long as you can find something for him to read that he's wanting to read, even if it's comics. I know that sounds awful, but if you find a topic that you want to learn about and you want to read about, then do that. If you can keep him reading and keep some sort of, knowledge going through him or to him, that's great. So if you can find TV programs that have a learning aspect to them, perfect. I know that lots of parents aren't successful in trying to get their children to do the schoolwork because the children just don't feel the need to do it. It's not school, we're at home, we don't have to do it, etc., etc. And rather than hit your head against a brick wall, I would absolutely try and see what he's interested in reading about. Is it adventure stories? Is it pirates? Is it spaceships? Is it dinosaurs? Whatever. And then try and get library books and things on those topics. Find things he's interested in and spark his interest and spark his learning. But restricting you see, you're punishing the behavior, which I totally get, and you're totally within your rights to do so. But I would say come at it from another angle. Find things he's interested in and find things that he can learn about to do with those topics. So if it was dinosaurs, you could find all sorts of dinosaur books and dinosaur games and dinosaur toys and puzzles and whatever, and rather have him learn about things he's super interested in for now, because then he's still learning, isn't he? Which is what I'm trying to say, is that to try and keep him learning, you should see what you can do to do that. Dan says, might try that, will do anything to get a good night's sleep. Was even thinking of hypnosis. Have you tried writing the stuff down that's in your head, Diane? It doesn't need to make sense. If you've got so much going on in your head, Diane, if you've got so much going on in your head, then I really do think that scribbling them down or jotting it down, even if it doesn't make sense, you don't have to show anyone. You can just jot it down. Because they say that if you wake up in the middle of the night and your mind is too busy to go back to sleep, the best thing to do is to jot everything down and see if that doesn't help. See if that doesn't assist you in getting back to sleep. So maybe try that as well. Jot down everything that's going on in your brain. See how that works out. I think that'll be helpful. Ooh. So our last card for this evening is Metamorphosis. It's card 25. 25 comes to a 7. And here we have flamingos that are changing into butterflies and butterflies that are coming out of cocoons. So butterflies are first and foremost are a symbol for transformation. And flamingos are just beautiful. But this Metamorphosis talks about the change that we're all going through. We're all going through changes. We're all going through transformation, as a result of the changes that are being made. So pre-COVID and post-COVID are two different worlds. And coming out of COVID, we're going to have all these changes that have been applied to us that we're going to need to take into account and work through and work with. So Metamorphosis is really a gorgeous symbol of fresh, new, refreshed beginning. That's all going to come from the changes that we've made and the changes that we are going to apply to our lives. So that is a fantastic card to end the evening with. Carmen says, try put a sentence of a short story in a couple of balloons. Get the children to pop the balloons to make up the story. That's quite cool. That's cool. I like that a lot. Diane says, no, it's about things that have happened in my past. I try to forget. When I close my eyes, things just come flooding back. Write them down, Diane. Because then the next thing I'm going to tell you I didn't know was that. So Diane, if it has to do with things in your past you don't want to really talk about or don't want to really look at or face or deal with, then you can write them all down. Diane, write them all down in as much detail as you can. And when you've written it all down, Diane, take it outside, read it once, find a barbecue and light the paper and burn it all and send it all to Spirit. And actively say that you're releasing this and it has no more hold over you. The act of doing that simple action, I promise you, will have far-reaching effects for you. So you write down all the events, the situation, how it all happened, etc., etc. You read it through once afterwards, and then you put it on a fire and you light it. And you release all of that to Spirit because it has nothing to do with you anymore, has no place in your mind, no place in your life, and you release it to Spirit so that you can continue on your path by yourself, doing your thing without anything holding you back. I promise you that will work. It's called active release. We do it often in group. We write on all the things we want to let go of that are no longer going to have a hold over our lives. Write it down, and then you carefully read it through once and then burn it outside. Nobody else has to read it. Nobody else needs to know the details of what you've written down, but you physically are purging it. You have to write it in pencil, because it's a natural material, and do that. I promise you that will have some effect and will have some reach to helping you out. Okay? So, I would like you all to be gentle and kind with yourselves and each other. Look after yourselves. Have a fantastic week ahead. Be blessed. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. And I hope that you all have an absolutely fantastic week ahead. Lots of love and light to all of you. Namaste. MJ.